Hi, Bill Yannick here, your Connect CEO with today's episode of the Daily Grind. We have another fantastic guest for our 5 or so minute chat. But before we get started with that, your daily reminder of what this is. It's every day at 1 Central, same link, same time, where we're talking COVID-19 and other issues with Connects in our FM community. And we have a very prominent member of that, and certainly a prominent Connects member from Nest. The CEO of Nest is Rob Almond, who's with me today. Welcome, Rob.
Thank you for having me, Bill. I appreciate it.
Awesome. So as we get started here, how about just introduce yourself? I'm sure everyone watching knows you, but if they don't, a little bit about yourself and what you've been keeping up with during this COVID-19 shelter in place.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. Before I get started, just want to wish everybody, the Connex team, the community, friends and family, all the best health and wellness right now in this crazy time. Rob Almond, CEO of Nest. We are a 25-year-old partner in the space helping out multi-site locations with facility service solutions. Today, I want to talk to you about what we've been doing with St. Joseph's University over the last several years, but more importantly, what we did last week to talk to the graduating seniors about crisis awareness and preparedness. Our relationship with St. Joe's goes back roughly about 10 years now. So we started sponsoring their business policy competition. Essentially what that is the graduating seniors have their capstone class where they select a publicly held company that they have to kind of identify some challenges and building a business plan to get them out of those issues. And for 6 consecutive years, 2 semesters per, the finalists presented to myself and a few other judges. But what we found was interesting was almost every semester, at least one group presented a customer of ours. And we always found that fun to kind of go back to our clients and share the feedback from, the graduating seniors. And one time in particular, we approached the group that was pitching for one of our customers, and we told them that that particular client was coming in the following week for a business review. And if they like, we could bring them in and they could present their offering to the customer itself. And they could have said no, right? They were graduating in a few days, but they actually put up, suit and tie, brought them to our office, and they presented their pitch to 2 executives from that client. And then in turn, we let them sit in with the business review that we have with the customer so they could get a real life experience, right after graduation. And that's kind of been our intent with St. Joseph's from the beginning, right? We want to get these students to kind of get a sense of the real world, to give back and let them interact with our staff. So 5 years ago, we pivoted from that and we went to more of their financial planning and analytics major, the business intelligence major, because I'm big on analytics. So we fired up a co-op program 5 summers ago. We brought on some of their alum. And later on in the presentation to the students, I actually showed them some of the reporting that we developed for the COVID crisis from a St. Joe's alum. So it really went a long way. And again, we're all about giving those students the opportunity to interact with a real organization.
That's real neat, real neat. I'm a recovering Pennsylvanian, so I know about St. Joe's and the hawk whose arms never stop flapping and all that cool stuff. But I've been seeing some feedback on social media and the news too about we've got to be careful that we don't forget about the college students, high school students, students in general. I mean, we basically truncated everything from high school on up. No more graduation, no more. And I think it's so neat that a company like Nest is still maintaining that relationship. And hopefully next year we get back to some kind of normal school year. Another piece of abnormality on this, but you may not know this if you don't see Rob every day, but if I showed up with a beard, I think people would probably notice. So what the heck is up with the facial expression there, Rob?
It is definitely out of my norm. So when we went remote 29 days ago, that Monday, I hadn't shaved all weekend, and one of the teammates on my team challenged me to grow a mustache. And I said, I'm not going to do that, but here's what I will do. I will not shave until our last customer reopens their doors. So right now, the latest news is we're hearing from one that it could be as long as June 1st. So hopefully, I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I've never grown a beard, but I'm going for the Tom Hanks Castaway look right now.
Let's get the hashtag going, make Rob shave, right? Just get back to work or whatever.
My wife would appreciate that.
Good stuff. Well, I'm going to watch your activity from afar. I'm probably not going to take you up on that, but both of those things. Any final thoughts we tend to end these conversations maybe on a little positive note. What are your thoughts as we come out of this, hopefully in 60, 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it is, when we come out of this shelter in place and COVID? what are your thoughts on what businesses ought to be looking at doing next to get to that, get back to normal?
And again, I think that's why it was so important to talk to the students, because they were scared, right? They're sitting at home, they're not in the classroom, they're not sure what it's going to really be like. And they had asked for some advice. And I said, look, you could sit there and wait for things to get back to normal, but I think we can all agree that's not going to be the case. Everything's going to be different from this type of virtual environment to the way we go about business. I mean, obviously with Connects, there's a lot of brick and mortar, and we know that's not going to go away, but things are going to be different. Maybe it's less of a store presence, it's more of a curbside delivery presence. And so you've got to think differently. And that's what I really challenge the students on. And one particular student asked me if I had any advice. And I said, there's two things to do here, because they are the future, right? They're going to be looking for jobs here in the next few weeks. I said, one, give back. No matter how small the gesture it is right now, that's so important. I said, if you've got to put gloves on and take the trash out for an elderly neighbor, that will go a long way. And then once we get back to a normal type environment, the first question we're going to ask during interviews is, what did you do during the COVID crisis? How did you make a difference? And that's going to stand out when we're talking to the next generation of talent. The second thing I told him, I said, you know, a month ago, you might have been thinking about joining this incredible job offer that you had, and that might be gone now. And I said, don't let that discourage you. The opportunities might not be what you wanted 3 months ago, but still take advantage of what is out there. And it will give you the opportunity to prove to your new employer the commendable work ethic that you learned about at St. Joe's, and also help you to accelerate, you know, faster on a path to success as well. That a future generation, we've got to really make sure stays motivated, because obviously they're going to be the ones that kind of take over our positions in the next foreseeable future.
Awesome. And I can't do a better job of ending on a higher note than that. So Rob, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm sure we're going to be talking again soon, and hopefully in person. And for those of us who joined, or those of you who joined us again on the Daily Grind, we're here every day at 1 Central, same link, same time. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day.